It's Fernando Ruiz Art.
Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to be drawing a cartoon character. We're going to be drawing Tigger from Disney's Winnie the Pooh. So why are we drawing Tigger? Well, Tigger is an established character who is composed of very unique shapes. So I thought he would be a good example of how we could take an existing character and simplify him, as I'm always talking about in these videos and in my basic drawing classes, taking what exists and making it into something simple so that we can translate it. So first thing, of course, as usual, what I've got is a lot of Tigger reference called up on my my laptop right here. So now, having looked at Tigger, having looked at a lot of Tigger, I'm ready to jump in. And Tigger's got this kind of uniquely shaped head, where the upper part of his head seems to be wide this way, and then he's got a long, more vertical snout. He's got kind of a big nose that's almost round, but not quite. And he's got a mouth, of course, but he's got a long chin. And I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm getting a little too more detail than I would want with him. Because normally what I want to do is get all of him down. So I'm going to go in and scribble in a body for Tigger. And Tigger has long arms. If you notice, Tigger, compared to his legs, his arms are much longer than his legs. And I guess in the cartoons, the books, Tigger and all the other Pooh animals, they're really stuffed animals come to life. So I guess that's why Tigger looks, his proportions are so odd, aside from being a cartoon too. Now, like a lot of cartoons, Tigger has the mitten hands, where it's just a thumb and then just kind of a big mitten. Got the long arms. Again, I don't want to get too caught up in any one body part, because I do like to bounce around. Like I said, he's got shorter legs than his arms. So I'm gonna, his legs are kind of these stubby shapes. He's got short knees. And then I want his tail beneath him is going to be crunched up because Tigger likes to bounce on his tail. So I'm drawing that tail almost coiled up. Okay, so I've got a very rough shape of a Tigger body. And I kind of, I'm looking back and forth, looking at my proportions. Yeah, I'm pretty close to, maybe I've got his head a little small. I would probably, if I wasn't doing this for a video, I would probably take the time and really look back and forth a lot and really make sure I have those shapes, those sizes down. But because we have just limited time, I'm going to keep going. And I'll look for any tweaks later when we're done. So now I'm at the stage where I could start refining things. And that means what's there, I could start to shape and make it a little bit more exact. Looking at my reference, sometimes Tigger's nose is a little bit more triangular. Sometimes it's a perfect ball. I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a classic cartoon dog shape to his nose. He's smiling. I want to give him a big smile. He does have a big chin. Maybe his head isn't that wide. I always draw I know I've said this before in other videos, but I draw very lightly because as I make my adjustments, I want to be able to erase easily. So as I reduce this part of his head, it's almost kind of light bulbish, you know, kind of a light bulb shape, very wide towards the top, and then it tapers down to a narrow shape. So Tigger's got this big, almost diamond-shaped field of white where his eyes go, and then his actual eyes seem to be these two little beady dots. There's still some little bit of line work going on there. Give him his ears back, his other ear. I'm gonna try and make that mouth a little wider and goofier. No, Goofy's another video. Huh. All right. Now he also has that typical cartoon oval, lighter shape down the stomach. A lot of cartoon characters have that. So I'm going to give that to Tigger. Give him his thumb on this side. A little division of the paw and the palm. You know what? I'm gonna make his lower body just a little bigger, a little meatier. And maybe I'm gonna make his arm a little. See, never be afraid to erase. Never be afraid to do things over to try and get him right. I'm gonna stretch that out. I'm gonna stretch that out. And I'm gonna curve his body a little more. And give him his legs back. Legs now are a little lower. Bring down that oval shape a little bit more. Actually, you know what? I really want to make it look like he is bouncing on his tail. So I'm going to bring out that leg even more. At the bottom of his feet. I'm going to stretch out the other leg so he's really got it out away from him. And then I'm going to put his tail back. His tail's going to kind of accordion because he's bouncing on it. And let's see, Tigger does have his tiger stripes. Let's see, a few more. And I'm gonna probably ink and color Tigger. And maybe I'll make him available. Right now, in case you guys haven't been following my videos or my Facebook page, only have the one. If you've been following it, you'll know that I've got a Kickstarter going on right now. Me and my co-collaborator, Dan Parent, we are kickstarting our latest edition of Die Kitty Die, which is our 4th volume, the 4th in the series. And it's called Die Kitty Die Starstruck. And right now, the Kickstarter is going on. I'll certainly link to it in the description below. So if anybody wants to contribute, we would sure appreciate it. We would sure appreciate any help anybody could show us. And we're actually funded, but we're now at the stretch goal stage. We've got a lot of interesting stretch goals, so I hope you'll check out the campaign. We also sell a lot of art via the campaign, so I've got some of my old Archie stories. I've got a couple of those up. In fact, one of them sold today, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, I would hustle and get over there and see what we've got left. I've also put up a couple of my Archie covers, and I really don't have a lot of those left. So if you've ever wanted an Archie cover, one of mine that I did, I would definitely hustle over there and pick it up while you can. But we have a lot of art. We also, starting this past weekend, we started a sketch card sale. So we have a lot of sketch cards up there. Not just KITTY Die characters, but of course Archie characters, since Dan and I have both done Archie for many, many years. So we have a lot of Archie characters, but a whole, I can never resist doing all the Marvel and DC characters that I loved growing up. So they're on there too. So please check those out. Please follow the link in the description below and check it out. And if you could help, I would certainly appreciate it. I would certainly be obligated to you, because you're only making the project all the better. And certainly with everything going on in the world these days, anything people can do to help us is very much appreciated, because certainly these days everybody has bigger worries. So we do appreciate all the people who have rolled out for us and have made this possible. And I hope, since a lot of us are staying home, trying to stay safe, I hope videos like this are entertaining, helpful, informative, and just help you pass the time. Certainly now I have a lot of time to be making them. So I'm going to be making more. I'm going to try for 3 this week. And with our next one, I want to get back into our perspective lessons. I don't want to abandon those. And then we'll see what else we tackle. So as far as pencils go, I think Tigger here is done. I think we've got our Tigger. So I hope Tigger here puts a spring in your step, and I hope you like him, and I hope you, let me see, oh, Tigger does have whiskers, so I'm going to give him some whiskers. There we go. So what do you think? Do you like my Tigger, or did I totally ruin him? Please let me know in the descriptions below. I'm going to give him a little effect. In the comments below, a few little motion lines. Show he's springing, he's bouncing. Tiggers like to bounce, he always told us. Give him a tongue. So there he is. And speaking of tigers, there's the Tiger King. That's right, from the Tiger King. A Tiger King sketch card. And this guy will be available too at the Kickstarter. So if anybody's interested, just let me know. Just go over to the Kickstarter. Like I said, we'll link in the description. All right, so that is Tigger. Thanks a lot, everybody. If you like this, please click like. If you didn't like it, click like anyway. And please subscribe, share, everything, whatever you can do to help us out. It is all appreciated. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep drawing. Keep drawing.